Super Smash Bros. Is definitely one of Nintendo's most important franchise ever, and in a couple of days, the next iteration of the franchise will be released on the Nintendo Wii U. To celebrate this, I thought it could be fun to take a look back at the previous games and learn a little bit more about each one. Today, we will take a look at the original Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 64. The game was developed by HAL Laboratory, which is a Nintendo second-party developers. Other second-party developers for Nintendo at the time included Rareware, Game Freak, Camelot, and many more. A guy at HAL going by the name of Masahiro Sakurai wanted to create a fighting game for 4 players on the Nintendo 64. He came up with a presentation for a game called Kabuto Gemu Ryuho, which roughly translates to Dragon King the Fighting Game. He showed the game to his co-worker Satoru Iwata, who liked the thing and helped him continue. Sakurai wanted to make his game original and decided to include characters from different Nintendo franchises, without even asking for Nintendo's permission. He presented a prototype to Nintendo which featured Mario, Donkey Kong, Samus, and Fox as playable characters. Nintendo were actually interested in the concept and the idea was approved, and thus, the Super Smash Bros. Series was born. Super Smash Bros. Was released in 1999 on the Nintendo 64 under the name Nintendo Orusuta Dairanto Smash Bros. In Japan, which roughly means Nintendo All-Star Great Melee Smash Bros. It is categorized as a fighting game, but as opposed to many games of this genre back at the time, instead of winning by depleting your enemy's life bar, in Smash Bros. You seek to knock your enemies off the stage. Every fighters have a damage total, which is represented by a percentage level. The higher this percentage is, the harder attacks will bounce you around, eventually leading you to being knocked off the screen. Every characters have normal attacks executed by pressing the A button, and also special attacks which are executed by pressing the B buttons. The special attacks features iconic moves from the character's own franchise. Mario has his fireballs, Fox has his laser gun, Pikachu has his thunder shock attack, and so on. The game also features items which can be picked up and used to attack enemies or to heal yourself. Those items all come from Nintendo franchises, for example, the Pokeballs from the Pokemon series or the Bomb from the Mario series. The game features 12 unique fighters, 8 which are available right from the beginning. There's obviously Mario, but there's also Donkey Kong, Link, Samus, Yoshi, Kirby, Fox, and Pikachu. Completing certain things in certain game modes will get you to unlock Jigglypuff, Luigi, Captain Falcon, and Ness. There's also a couple of non-playable characters, most being Pokemon found in the Pokeball item. There's also fighting polygons, a giant version of Donkey Kong, a metal version of Mario, and a giant hand named Master Hand. Those last characters are found in the single-player mode. This mode contains 11 stages, forcing you to fight against opponents. After every 3 stages, you will be presented with a bonus stage. Those bonus stages include Break the Target, a mode where the player must break 10 targets within 2 minutes. The second bonus mode is called Board the Platforms, in which the player has to land on 10 platforms scattered around a map. Finally, the last bonus stage is called Race to the Finish, where you have to run to the end of the stage avoiding hazards such as fighting polygons, bombs, and bumpers. After completing all of this, the final stage is yours. In this last stage, you will have to defeat Master Hand, some sort of giant hand for some reason. This enemy cannot be defeated by being knocked off the screen. Instead, he has 300 hit points that you have to remove by hitting him over and over again. Besides the single player mode, you can practice your combos in practice mode. You can also play the bonus practice mode featuring board the platforms and break the targets. Finally, As Mr. Sakurai intended, there's a versus mode where you can fight up to 3 other players, bringing the total to 4 at the same time. And trust me, this gets chaotic real quick. The stages on which you can fight, just like pretty much everything else in the game, are taken straight from every character's franchises. Peach's Castle, Yoshi's Island, Hyrule Castle, and 6 other stages are ready to be played on. Super Smash Bros. Was a commercial success, being the 5th best-selling game for the Nintendo 64 and selling 5 million copies worldwide. It was also praised by many gaming websites and magazines. At the time, no one knew that this would be the beginning of a great new franchise for Nintendo.
You and me, no matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you. Happy together.
No. Sentry down!
Join me next time as we will take a look at what many consider to be the greatest Super Smash Bros. Game in the entire franchise and probably the biggest leap in innovations for the series. Super Smash Bros. Melee for the Nintendo GameCube. Thanks for watching.